This is a Market Week stock market brief for July 31st, 2025. I'm going to bring you analysis on the stock market. We're going to look at the S&P 500 cycle analysis and projections, and I will show you our level 4 indicator, an absolutely amazing MCM Pro. This is a great application. You're going to love it. Stock market brief. The stock market continued its upward trek to its ultimate frontier. Its current mission, to push beyond all known valuations, to seek out new profit paradigms, sending bears to unknown planets, and to boldly go where no bull run has gone before. The FOMC held rates. There were two dissenters, and they said they're data dependent for September. Powell did acknowledge that tariff inflation may only be temporary. And I say there's a rally in treasuries, and that's coming now, and that will push their hand for a rate cut in September. President Trump said no tariffs on refined metals, and that sent the metals to the downside in a big way, led by copper, which had its biggest drop ever. The only news that really mattered was earnings, and that was Microsoft and Meta, and those earnings were huge, and their spend is huge when it comes to AI. With that kind of CapEx spending, a lot of stocks in history, they would have sold off, as that would mean that their cash flows were not supporting all the money that they were spending, but in this case, big spend on AI is seen as bullish. ASML, they reported bookings were a miss on earnings. That was a leak. It came out early, and semiconductor stocks had a big drop here on Thursday. And of course, Thursday after the close, the big earnings reports are Apple and on Amazon. For the first 4 days of the week, the major indexes were mixed. NASDAQ up over 1%, and SPX is up small, S&P 500. Dow Jones Industrial Average is down small, and the Russell is down nearly 2%. So a very mixed week, and I'll show you that as we look at our market condition monitor coming up. This is our special for the week. Before I get into the stock market analysis, take a look at this. This is amazing. Basically, you get everything that we have for just $303.75 for 3 months. You're going to get our Market Condition Monitor Pro. This is just an amazing application that you can set alerts and know when specific conditions change for just a huge number of symbols. You'll get our multiple time frame charts, our entire focus list. You'll be able to import, save, view everything on the Thinkorswim platform. The proprietary and custom studies are all available to you. The Slim Ribbon PO, Reversal Scout, Market Condition Indicator, Option Bias Indicator, all of that. You can just bring it and import it and see it live on the platform. You're going to get our TOS grid archive. That's our custom multiple time frame chart grids featuring our top indicators. It's prepared by our askSlim team for near-term, short-term, intermediate-term outlook periods, designed to highlight momentum conditions and directional bias. I'll show you the value of putting together the sum of the indicators that we have in just a moment. This is comprehensive support also. Q&A with the askSlim team on Discord, webinars, videos, and our best practices for utilization, askSlim, custom charts and studies. You get everything in level 4, plus everything in level 3, 2, and 1, and you're going to be participating in the beta for Slim AI. This is an amazing virtual twin of me. It will talk to you in my voice. It will coach you. Something like you've never seen. That's coming up just in the next couple of weeks. So this is just fantastic. 35% off. Normally it's $159 a month, but you're going to only pay $101.25 a month for the first 3 months. Only a one-time use. And if you want to upgrade, if you're already a member, you can check with Matt. Write to Matt at askSlim.com. So just fantastic special that we're running in here. This is just a look at our ranking systems. if you're not a level, if you don't have Thinkorswim, you can get all of our charting information right on here. This is all sortable. It gives you our outlook for the next 3 to 6 weeks, our directional bias on the top 84 symbols that anybody would like to trade. And like I said, I promised you to see the quality of some of the evidence analysis that we do with multiple time frames. Arvi just does a spectacular job on this. This is just the trade ideas he's put up for the last week. You can get a sense in here. What does bias accuracy means? It means that he picked the right direction. In other words, it from the point he put the idea up to the point it hit the target zone. That's, oh wow, I don't even want to say it out loud. Look at that percentage right there. That's quality. Idea accuracy, what that means is that it actually hit the entry zone for a trade and then hit the target zone. That's an incredible number right over there. So this is just crazy. He puts these up, a number of these every single week. So you have to subscribe to see these trade ideas, and you're just absolutely going to love it. All you have to do is go to the top of the website right over there, click that special level 4 right there, save 35%. You'll see the information in there and the link to sign up for that. Any questions you have, write to Matt at askSlim.com. All right, analysis on the stock market. We're going to look at SPX, the S&P 500, level 4 indicators, and then we'll go to the MCM Pro. If you want the full analysis on the NASDAQ, and the Russell, and a total of 24 different futures contracts. Arvi does that work, gives you a show on that called Future Speak every Wednesday. That's included in the special that we're offering now. Also, there's 1,000 videos there that you can learn from me and the whole team. So the just a huge amount of information. So you want the full analysis, please do subscribe, and you'll be able to see that. Great show, Future Speak. On Wednesday, full analysis on the all of those futures contracts that you would be interested in. So let's take a look now as we switch over to the charts. This is the S&P 500 SPX, and we're looking at here on the weekly right over here, and we're looking here at the daily. So we look at them side by side because this is just superb information that you have here. As you see, the right over here, this rally that you see there riding up that slim ribbon, I'll zoom that out for you in a moment, is this rally right over here as the reversal scout keeps pointing to the upside. This is why we have been positive for this period of time on the stock market. So just a great look at how the multiple time frame analysis gives you good information. On the bottom here are the cycle brackets. That essentially is the heartbeat or the rhythms of the market. Let's look at the weekly first. And you will see in here that this move up that you see right over here is virtually uncorrected that we have right over there. What happens when you have that kind of a swamped condition, as we call it? Well, that means that the momentum on the upside is so huge that it doesn't allow for much of a pullback, and then essentially you run out of time. So we're looking for just a little bit of a dip in here, and then the market's moving up again after that. With the upside projections here on the monthly extensions, we've had this here for a while at around 64, 65. This one way up here at 68 and a quarter. I have a lot of doubts about that because of the valuation of the stock market right now. And we could get into a choppy situation right over here. If I look at the daily chart here and compare this rising phase, I can break it down for you into the smaller, fractals, essentially. These smaller, it's really an 18 to 20 day average cycle. It varies. You could see in here, this was 16 days, 19 days, 18 days, 17 days. And right over here, if you count them out, we're at 11 days right over there, 10 or 11 days. That means that there's some kind of a flattening out or corrective period right over here. So the minor weekly that I showed you in the daily cycle, they sync up for kind of a little correction in here coming out into this mid-August period. Like I said, I'm really not looking for anything big. If it broke down really hard right now and got under this level that you see right over there, that would be 6201.59. If it did it immediately, that would, put it in shape for a pretty good decline. But you can see in here, the slim ribbon in here giving you this solid upward momentum and support. The slim ribbon PO, you could see those upward arrows. That says momentum moving back to the upside. This is a fantastic indicator for level 4. This is the option bias study on the bottom in here. Look at how long it's told you to keep your option positions biased to the long side. I developed that for option traders, specifically strategic option traders that like to be short premium, because the tendency is that they get run over by momentum in the market. So I wanted to show them when they should bias in one specific direction or the other. It's a fantastic way to see that. So between the slim ribbon PO, and the upward momentum signals and the option bias indicator here, that's kept us bullish. And on top of that, looking at the structures in here, which are all translated on the right side. In other words, they rally all the way to the right side of those cycle rhythms. That is bullish also. So everything has been bullish, and we've been looking at the upside of this market pretty consistently. So that's kept us positive, and that's really what is really valuable. Now, I'm talking about a little corrective period coming out over here, and I actually believe, despite the fact that the stock market has moved up to a new high, and we had this big upside move on the earnings we saw out of Meta and Microsoft, which they gave a lot of that back today. We have a condition where, the Dow is down today and the Russell is down today. So we're seeing weakness under the hood of the market. Now, when I'm going to go to right now to look at our market condition monitor. And when I put that up, you'll be able to see how we read these changing conditions in here. So this is the market condition monitor. This is the pro version. It's included in level 4. It has information all the way down to 3-minute charts. Our level 3 version of this doesn't have the 3-minute charts. So if I just scroll down in here, because what I want you to see is the four indexes that we have in here, and I'm looking at the short-term conditions. So you can see in here, SPY, the short-term condition now is neutral. So there's been a deterioration in there coming down from bullish. Still, the QQQ is very bullish. That has not changed. But look at IWM and the diamonds in here. Let me just move this down a little bit so you can see that more clear. Those are, giving us slightly bearish readings. Yesterday, they turned from neutral to slightly bearish. So we have this deterioration going on in the short term. If I look here at the intermediate term, so I'm going to scroll up here and I'm going to change this to intermediate term, you can see that on the intermediate term they're still bullish. So if the intermediate term is bullish or very bullish and the short term here is neutral to slightly bearish, you can see that there's a little correction going on, even though the indexes are not showing that yet. That might actually develop into something that is more negative, and we get into a more corrective period, like we're talking about into this mid-August period. And again, I don't think it's going to be much of a decline, and I think it's going to be followed by further attempts to the upside for this absolutely stratospheric stock market that we see right now. It just says to me, when I look at some of the evidence, little correction, but the upside is not over with. Let's take a look here as we look in the short term trade setup conditions, and you see where they are right over here. I'm just going to scroll right over here and look at the ones that are very bullish. So I'm going to scroll down in here, and you'll be able to see, by the way, this is the change log, so you could see as they change. And this right over here is how we set up notifications, because we have an application that will send you notifications right on your desktop, and our team can show you how to do that. This is the look at the very bullish ones. As you see, of course, Microsoft went from bullish to very bullish yesterday, and you can see the QQQ, Caterpillar, the Turkey shares, Palantir, you see, Cheesecake Factory, all of those very bullish. and those can help you stay on the right side of the market. We always want to say that you use the sum of the evidence for your directional decisions. You could see how Harvey has done on that. If you didn't watch that part of the show, go back and look at the special we have running, and I showed you our trade ideas in there. So really good to look at. Which are the ones in the trade up conditions that are very bearish? Let's take a look right there, and you can see UNP, Coke, Cigna. I don't even know that stock. Atlas Asian. Very bearish. That's Team. Procter & Gamble, Van Eck Pharmaceuticals, PANW, that's Palo Alto Networks, KMB, CB, those in the drug category, drug or pharmaceuticals are looking weak. UNG, of course, we've been very bearish on natural gas. Costco, very bearish. Interesting, as that stock had done so well for so long. And you can see as we go down here, the ones that are very bearish. This is just a fantastic application, as you can see, as I go back here to the indexes. If I look here, I'm just going to scroll a little bit more and let you see what is in the near term. So if you're like a 1 to 5 day swing trader, you're going to look at the near term in here, and you can see that you could, if you're a pair trader, and being long the one that's bullish and short the ones that are bearish really has been the right thing to do. And if you're an intraday trader, well, this is super helpful right in there, and you could see that the ones still you have NASDAQ, which has now turned neutral on an intraday basis, and the diamonds are very bearish, as you see. So you can just scroll in there, and of course you can set these alerts for these time frames too, and then be notified when they change. So this is just one amazing application that we have in here. And of course, if you become a level 4 member on the special that we have right now, you'll get full access to this application. You don't need any other kind of platform at all to use this, and it'll be so helpful to you. Again, if you're a position trader, the intermediate readings in here are just phenomenal. So that is a look at what we have for you this week. If you want to get acquainted with who we are, you've not been a member, then go to askSlim.com and click the free stuff on the top and sign up for the free Snapshot Lite. That'll give you S&P analysis every single day. Matt does just a great job on that. On YouTube, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, and do like this video. On X, follow me at askSlim, and any questions you have, write to Matt at askSlim.com. I want you to be so careful. It is so crazy out there, and I'm always wishing you great trading.
Well, I'm going to